What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. I hope y'all had a good day today. For those of you that caught the live, I feel like it was a good time. We did some education, we did a tiny bit of trading, um, and yeah, I talked about investing. Probably a lot of good information, hopefully, for a lot of people. Um, I enjoyed myself. We'll cover the trade I took very quickly, and talk about where I screwed up. Probably a lot of you were there, so you already know. But I'm never one to shy away from my mistakes. I'll always use them as teaching examples, and I will always be happy to share my shortcomings. Um, there's also a couple of things I want to get off my chest that are bothering me. Um, I don't even know that it was directed at me, but it feels like it might have been directed at me. Um, and to me, it's just wild. Anyway, first we'll look at the trade, and then I never even bothered looking at what is it, Airbnb. I'm pretty sure we never even came close to my put levels. Yeah, and also MU. I'm sure. Oh no, it was MA Mastercard. Pretty sure we never came close to my put levels. Whatever, all good. Um, I kind of figured that after they just absolutely rocketed this overnight. I will say, super disappointed about that in the sense that, oh, I already deleted it off my chart. Um, I think it was down here or down here. I can't remember. It's on my SPY chart. Not that one. This one. Oh boy, if I can find my bearings here. So, at the very end of the stream yesterday, we identified a triple stacked um, POC or high volume node um, on our candles where all of the POCs were lined up together. When you see that on ES, you're going to get like a 50-point move to the upside or 50-point move to the downside. Um, and we identified all of that, and then they just completely went without us. I think it was from right here. And I said 50 points. The move overnight was like 27, or sorry, 67 points. But for the day, um, oh, it started right here, so I can actually measure it. It's this candle. Um, oh, good. I used the wrong tool. That's always helpful. Ended up being an 80-point move from that zone that we identified. Um, Kind of a total bummer for me, especially. Like, I was at my son's um, gym with him, and I happened to like open up my chart, and I was like, "Oh man, they did us dirty." I was really hoping it would happen during the regular trading hours, but they did it there. Um, our trade for the day that we called out live, and so basically, I mean, I go live almost every day trading. I want to say the last month I've been pretty sporadic about going live in Shorty's Discord, just because of whatever my work schedule, just stuff going on, taking days off, spending days with family, trips, whatever else, just a lot of stuff. And I'm sorry, like my thumb is peeling skin and it's bugging me because I can feel the skin like hanging off. Anyway, um, so between Monday and today, I've called out 4 trades. All 4 of them hit. Some of them were to a T. Today I was a little bit disappointed with myself. Basically, um, this was my area where I wanted to be in calls or be in long. And my plan was to get in, basically right at the beginning of this zone if we hit it. Um, I was busy casually talking, and then the candle swooped down, and I clicked buy and said, I'm long here really quickly. I think I got in like right around 6:11:25. So I missed the entry that I really wanted. I guess only by a quarter, but whatever. But I got in like a quarter after, which is pretty amazing how quickly this bounced. Where I'm disappointed with myself was my target to exit the trade was here. And I even said this on the live. I think I said it before I closed the trade. My target really should be here, right? At the close side. So we'll just say like 61.34. So it'd be roughly like a 26 point move on ES that I should have caught. Or the trade that I was actually trying to get was like roughly 15 points, right? But the issue was I traded like a little bitch, and I'm perfectly fine saying that. I don't feel like this is right. Maybe it is. Wow, that's sad. It's even worse now that I'm looking back at it. We got the bounce. I got in. We came up to the bottom of the VWAP and started rejecting from it. And at this point, I had already trailed my stop loss to where I was just slightly below break even. And I know I preach not to do that. I'm mostly preaching not to do that to new traders, like for the first 6 months. After that, like, you should be good enough as a trader that trailing your stop loss is not quite as bad. But for the most part, I don't trail my stop loss ever. If I do, it's very rare. I feel like the last couple of days I've been trailing my stop loss a lot, and it's because of the news of the war, and just every time Trump opens his mouth or Elon tweets, like the market just reacts crazy, right? And so I just feel like it's a little bit safer in this turbulent market with random tweets here and there, and Trump like randomly saying something on Truth Media or whatever it's called. And so the last couple of days I've been trailing my stop loss, and of course every single time I've regretted it because my levels have still been hitting just fine. With that said, I don't know. I don't know what got into me today other than just being emotional and not wanting to lose. I had 5 contracts, and I was up quite a bit, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to close here as we're rejecting off the VWAP. And then of course, immediately afterwards, boom, 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 we go up and hit the first area that I was really targeting. And the really reason I was targeting that is this strong high we have right here. I just figured if we get to there, we'll probably reject it back down, which is exactly what happened, right? We came to there and we rejected, and then we bounced and ended up going to my ultimate price target. I'm not disappointed that I missed this. I'm very disappointed that I missed this. Disappointed with myself. I'm not upset about like the money I didn't make. I'm disappointed with myself for not doing what I always preach, not doing what I always do, which is trusting my levels. If it hits my stop loss, it hits my stop loss. If it hits my take profit, it hits my take profit. It is what it is. I had this whole conversation live in front of everybody. I'm very transparent. When I closed my trade, I was like, I'm closing my trade here. And I just had fear that it was going to reverse back down and go red on me. Again, it's just all the turbulence of the news, and I shouldn't even let that bother me, right? I should just trade my plan. And if there's some random news that takes me out, whatever, like I'll get them on the next trade, But anyway, really happy with my entry, very proud of myself for identifying where to get into the trade, happy with myself for getting into the trade. A lot of people would be scared to slap call or slap long on this candle swooping down really quickly. And everybody saw me do it live. I was like, I'm long, bink. And they probably even heard the order go through. I don't know. But that's another thing too. I always try to say like when I'm trading live, I don't like to click for my order and then say I'm long. Like I'll always say it first and then click, or say it as I'm clicking or whatever. Because I would feel bad if I'm getting into the trade way before everybody else. But again, I gave this level way before we hit it. We were talking about this level at 6:20 in the morning, or 6:15 in the morning. I don't even remember. I shared it in Keenan's, and we'll just transition into that part of what I want to vent about. And then we'll get quickly into levels, because I've only got like 40 minutes or so, and I got to run up out of here. I'm pretty sure this person is a subscriber. I'm pretty sure this person comes to the channel for levels and whatever else. I'm going to start deleting all of this because none of this played out. I mean, it played out, just not with us. It played out in the overnight session when retail traders on SPY couldn't even participate, and it was very nice of them. So anyway, I'm pretty sure this person comes here. I'm pretty sure they're a subscriber. What they said might not have been directed at me, but it felt like it was directed at me. And if I'm wrong, I'm open to them telling me I'm wrong and it wasn't directed at me. But even if it was not directed at me, where's my weekly first SIGs now? That doesn't make any sense. Did I delete them? All right, I guess I'm just going to redraw my weekly first SIGs because I can't find them anywhere. I must have deleted them the other day. Oh, here's one. Oh, and there's my weekly first SIG. Okay, never mind. They're both there. They're just on annoying levels. So anyway, in Keenan's, and I mean, this is not just like an insult to me or other crown traders. It's an insult to Keenan. And I'll say this very publicly, very loud, and with no, what's the word? With no hesitation. I don't have a lot of respect for influencers. With that said, I consider Keenan an influencer. But with that said, Keenan is probably the only influencer that I know of that trades live and does it well, right? So there's nothing wrong with being an influencer, but most influencers are making money off of, you know, revenue from YouTube, from having large followings, and then revenue from Discords and having large followings. And they're not providing anything of substance to their followers. They're not helping their followers. I mean, they might a little bit, but most of it is just about lining their own pockets, right? And when I say all of that, Keenan would be the what's the word? Why can't I even think? He would be the exception to that rule, where he actually provides value. He actually trades live. He does it well. For the longest time, I don't even, like 5-6 years, he's been charging $5 a month to watch him trade live. And I think as a businessman, he finally pivoted to where he wanted to provide more more substance for everybody, right? So you might notice all of a sudden we have all these crown traders doing classes, right? We have all these crown traders trading live. He increased the membership fee. Everybody that's in at the $5 tier or whatever, $10 tier, $15 tier, they're grandfathered in. They're still getting everything for the same price. They're still getting the same price. So it wasn't even like he was like, hey, everybody, you got to start paying $100 a month. That's it. No questions. You can even still join at those cheaper tiers. You're just not going to get the live trading and whatever else. You're not going to get some of the classes that the crown traders are doing. You're not going to get the live trading some of the crown traders are doing. For me, from a business perspective, I get it. I'm not really about business in the sense that I'm not doing any of this to try to make money. And I mean, I can prove that over and over again. Like, I can show you DMs right now where somebody's been like, hey, if you do this, I'll pay you this much money. And I'm like, I'm not really interested in the money. It's about who can I help. And I can literally show you DMs where I say that. Like, I've had people in my DMs like, hey, if you do this, I'll pay you this much money. And I'm like, I'm not looking for payment or money. What I'm interested in is how many people am I going to be benefiting? How many people am I going to be helping? How much value can I give for doing that? Right. And anyway, so with everything I'm saying, like, I can see what Keenan's doing. He's trying to provide more value for everybody in the Discord by increasing the price and by encouraging crown traders to do education, to encourage crown traders to trade live. I remember when I first joined Keenan's, like, you couldn't even like mention like teaching. Like, I had a conversation with the admin Winter where I was like, hey, like, let me start teaching people. Like, I'm not trying to get anything in return, but I just want to like help people and educate them. And they're like, nope. And I'm like, can you at least just talk to Keenan and ask him if it's cool? Nope. And I'm like, seriously? Like, you won't even just have a conversation with him? Nope. And I'm like, okay. And so I just chilled on my rockets and didn't try to pursue that any further. And then with time, like, Keenan started easing up and started letting other people, like, you know, interject stuff and teach and whatever else. And now we're at a point where it's actually encouraged, where he's created a role where there's crown traders and there's people that are providing more education. And for me, I just think it's like the smart thing to do, like, to know that no one person is going to be able to teach all of the information, right? Like, Keenan trades, I can't even say what he trades with. I know he uses MACD. I know he uses EMAs. Pretty sure he uses RSI. I don't know how he trades, but I know that he does it well because I've watched him, right? It's stuff that I couldn't teach. If you asked me, teach me, you know, MACDs, RSI, EMAs, whatever, I'd be like, good luck with that. Like, I wouldn't even want to teach it, even if I did know it, but I don't know it to teach it, right? And then just recognizing, like, different people are going to bring different stuff to the table, you know, and as a collective, you're going to help more people, because the way one person teaches, like the way I teach, it might not resonate with somebody, but somebody else teaching, like, let's just say Gator teaching exactly the same information. Like, we're both doing a class on volume profile, and there's one person where they listen to me and everything clicks and makes sense. And they listen to Gator and they're like, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Or vice versa. One person listening to me and nothing makes sense. They go listen to Gator and everything clicks, right? And so, like, different people, different perspective, different teaching styles are going to help different people. And so what I'm seeing, I mean, Keenan hasn't said this to me directly, but I'm recognizing that he's trying to bring more value to the table for everybody in the Discord, right? And with that, there's been some hate, right? Like, I don't even know, like, how to put it into words, but, like, people just saying, like, whatever, like, this is just a scam. You guys are just trying to make money, whatever. I mean, the people that are here with me, you guys know, like, I'm never asking for anything. I'm here all day long, answering questions, trading live, doing classes, going over SPY levels, just whatever, right? Like, all day long I'm doing this, and I'm never asking for anything in return. And I can pop again just because there's going to be some hater. Like, they might not be in the comments, they might not say anything, but they're going to be there going, oh, dude, your YouTube revenue. Yeah, right. Suck my ass, dude. Let's just show it just so there's no confusion. This is my YouTube revenue, right, for an entire month. And we're talking, like, I don't even know, like, every single live I do is like an hour long. and every single a minimum of an hour, right? Every single live I do is a minimum of an hour, and I'm live 5 days a week. So we'll say 20, 20 divided by, dude, I'm not good at math. I don't remember the exact amount. It was like 260 something. So we'll round up to 260, 275, divide that by 20 hours, and I'm making less than a minimum wage. And that's just for the hour that I'm on YouTube, right? Doing a class. That's not including all the time people are in my DMs. I have DMs right now that I haven't even had a chance to look at. I'm always answering questions in DMs. I'm always answering questions in the chat. Like the amount of hours that I pour into this to helping people that I could be spending with my family or doing something else is crazy. And then for somebody to have the audacity to say that we're dropping Easter eggs, like, excuse you? If you're curious, I mean, you can go to calls and puts and search for Easter eggs and you'll find it. I was kind of floored, and that person got timed out. I think more, not for what they said about people dropping Easter eggs or whatever, but for saying a certain person's name over and over again or whatever. I don't even know. I wasn't even there. But to even suggest that, like, I'm hiding stuff behind a paywall is insane. The craziest part is I paid money for a business Zoom account to be live today so that more than 99 people could be live with me for longer than 40 minutes so that we could actually, like, accomplish something. And you have the audacity to say that I'm, like, hiding shit behind a paywall? Literally kiss my fucking ass. Like, straight up. If this applies to you and it wasn't directed at me, then don't take offense to this. And you can DM me and be like, hey, wasn't directed at you, and we'll be totally cool and there won't be any issues. But if it was even remotely directed at me, straight up go fuck yourself. Just 100%. And you can unsubscribe and peace out and never, ever, ever take any advice or any teachings from me ever again. Okay? And we'll be solid, right? Like, no hard feelings. Just don't learn from me. Don't take my advice. Don't listen to my levels. Go find something hot and sharp and shove it up your ass a few times. And then go take a look in the mirror and have a conversation with yourself about what a dick you are. All right? Okay. I got that off my chest. I feel a lot better now. Let's just hop straight into Spy. I went a little bit deeper with that than I really thought I was going to, but it had to be said. I apologize. Kind of a little bit, not really. Okay. And just so you guys know, I'm not a keyboard warrior. I'm exactly the same in person. Yeah. My wife gets on my case about it sometimes. Alrighty. Craziness today. Predicting what's going to happen tomorrow is going to be nutty. What's up, Stocks for Real? It needed to be said, my bro. I'm sure you probably are agreeing with everything I say. I mean, I don't want to speak for you. But to suggest that we're, like, trying to hide stuff behind a paywall or whatever is just diabolical, right? Like, the amount of... I don't even know how to put this into words because, like, I'll say this over and over and over, and I'll say it over again. Like, you don't need a Discord to become a successful trader, right? You can totally do this on your own. You can get all the books. At this point, if you're here, you should know. I love the little treasures developers put in video games. That stuff is so fun. But like, what was I saying? I apologize. Oh, you never need a Discord, right? You don't need to pay anybody to learn how to trade. There's definitely a benefit to it, right? If you're linked up with the right person, and Rel knows this. I said this today, like, if I have a person that is 100% dedicated and they're going to follow my advice like to a T. And that's, I mean, when I say to a T, it's not like crazy stuff, just one trade a day for 6 months, journal your trades, minimum of one risk to reward, look for setups when the market's closed. That's the only thing you really have to follow to a T. And then just follow my instruction of only trade off of this information for a few weeks, and then we're gonna add in another component and then use that, and then we're gonna add in another component and use that, and we're slowly gonna build up your knowledge so you're not getting like information paralysis because you have too much information at one time. We're slowly gonna start piecing that stuff in. Guaranteed 6 months one-on-one with me, with a dedicated person that's willing to do that, you will be an amazing trader. Actually, probably within like 6 to 8 weeks, maybe 3 months. By the end of 6 months, you'll be freaking walking on water. So with all of that said, with the right person, and when I say that, I'm not looking for mentees. Like, I don't even know how to put this into perspective. Like, 10 of you could reach out to me right now with $10,000 in your hand. Like, please mentor me. And the answer will more likely than not be no. And for a lot of people, that's wild because they're like, dude, 10 grand, like, I'll take it. It's the same as the YouTube revenue. When you do the math on the amount of hours I have to put in for 6 months for $10,000, it doesn't pan out. The only way I'm going to do it is if I like you. And like, and that's going to be a stretch, right? Because like, I'll never mentor somebody that I don't get along with, like, because you have to spend so much time with that person that it's like a marriage for 6 months where you're constantly talking, you're constantly texting, you're constantly doing voice chats and videos together and whatever else. Like, you're bound at the hip for 6 months. And if you don't get along, it's going to be a miserable 6 months. And then there's even more to it than that. Like, the one person I actually like really mentored, I even made sure his wife was okay with him doing it. I made sure his parents were okay with him doing it. And the answer to both was yes. And he even gave me like the background. He was like, I went to my dad, I talked to him about this, you know, like blah, 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 blah. How much you're asking for, you know, what to expect, and da, 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 da. And my dad was like, hey, you already know, like, if you find the right person with the right knowledge, it's worth it, you know? So just go for it. What do you have to lose? So my whole point is like to suggest that like $100 a month for a Discord where you have all of this value, right? And when I say all of this value, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about everybody. Alpha, myself, Gator, Jumpman, what's his name? Well, of course, Rel. I don't know if I said Rel. But then also you even have people like Money Matters providing value. There's that guy, Daniel. I don't really like to mention Daniel just because I've seen him call out some wild stuff. It ended up working out. But I still disagree with that. Like, you don't call, you know, like long or calls up here. You just don't. If you want to take that trade, run it, but don't have other people follow you. But anyway, all of that. And then there's also Keenan. There's just a ton of value. in my opinion, right? And to suggest that $100 a month is some massive paywall is insane. And then between all of us going live, doing classes, whatever else, like if you're sucking up all the soaking up all the knowledge, ultimately you don't need to watch somebody trade live. You watch somebody a few times, right? Like for people that traded live with me on Monday, I'm sure there was people that were like, "Whoa, this is crazy." He got in short at the top. He closed at the bottom, reversed and got in long, and then played it up, closed, waited for his next entry, entered long again, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people don't think like that their levels are so good that when they're in a position and price is going down, that when you close that trade is where you reverse and get back in going the other direction. My levels are that good that when my level hits, it's generally going to reverse and go the other direction. So of course I'm going to get into the freaking trade. Otherwise I wouldn't be closing my trade to begin with. I would be writing it down lower. But so like seeing that a few times just to get that mindset of, whoa, like if my levels are good, like I'm going to enter, play it down, and where I close that trade, I'm reversing it. I'm going back the other direction, whatever it is, up, down, doesn't matter. But where you're closing your trade should be a place where you're trying to get in the opposite direction, because that's the area where it's going to reverse, right? So definitely seeing that live a few times just to get a taste for it, right? To understand it, to actually see it being done is huge. And so the point I'm getting to is like if you're in Keenan's and you're paying $100 a month and you're soaking up all of the education, you're attending the live sessions, you're watching people that trade well do it well live in front of you, to where you can basically see like, whoa, like this is how it's done, right? And not try to learn on your own how this is done. And then at that point, just go down to the $5 tier or whatever it is where you just have the chat, right? So then you're still able to hang out with your homies and talk and have fun and call out trades there and whatever else. But you don't need all the education and whatever else. You already got it. You already soaked it all up. You're already past it. You're already doing good. Or if you want to give back to Keenan for whatever reason and keep paying that sub, because at this point it's nothing to you, do that too. Like whatever's clever. But to insult the man and insult all of the crown traders and say that it's a paywall and whatever, we're just dropping Easter eggs, like, nah, you can suck it. Suck it hard. Cheers. I'm going to get off my soapbox now that I probably lost like 200 subscribers. Not that I don't, of course, love my subscribers, but if you don't appreciate what I have to say, then smell you later. All right. SPY. I think more than anything, I had to get that off my chest before I even try to analyze a chart, before I try to look at anything. Today should be pretty clear on TPO, but of course we will pull it up. We will get all of the levels, right? Like I always do, I'm just going to do it without TPO turned on. That way for people that for whatever reason are either waiting for a sale or buying TradingView Premium doesn't seem affordable. I don't know why I put Spike. You can figure out how to do this without, having the, why is it in the center? Without paying for TPO right now, until you are in a position where you can afford it, or when it's on sale, either or. This is going to be a spike, right? It's a really small spike. And it's a bummer. My levels are identical, so I have to combine these two, and I freaking hate doing that, but it is what it is. Oh, and for anybody that doesn't know, because some people dropped off the call earlier, we're going to be live again tomorrow morning. Trading live, free, nothing required, no signups, nothing. All you got to do is click the link, type in the password, and we will be live. And I'm not asking for anything in return other than come have a good time, ask questions, be a productive member of the chat, and let's just have a good time and make some money together. That's all I really care about, is like, let's have fun first and foremost, and then second, let's make money. All right, let's turn on TPO here really quick. Look at everything. Actually, this is off just enough that it's going to bug my OCD. So I feel like we should, or I can do this with TPO turned off. I should have done this first. This is a big enough zone that we definitely want to know where the top of the single print range is, and also want to know where the midpoint is. So let's get that done. What just happened? Thank you for cooperating. Why does it keep putting the text in the middle? Did I like accidentally save it? What do I... Oh, I think I have two. Huh? Okay, I'm going to figure this out in just a second here because it's driving me nuts. I think I have two different saved templates for single print. I do, SP and single prints. And one is putting the lettering in the middle and making me crazy. Thank you. Wow. Oh, and then really quickly, we'll just drop the link right now in the chat. I don't think we have to worry too much about it getting full. It didn't today. I think the most we had is like 70-ish people. And we have room for 250. So pretty wild for people that are worried about it being behind a paywall. There was room to join and they still didn't join. Oh, and I just realized, so we're going to be doing a live trading session on my birthday. You guys should feel so honored. The fact that I don't even really realize, I mean, I know I mentioned it earlier, but I kind of forgot about it, that my birthday's tomorrow. Shows you how much I don't really care about that, but yeah, you're honored that I'm joining you on a day that I don't really care about celebrating, because after a certain point, it doesn't really matter, right? It's just another day in the books. Okay. There. We'll just start out with our basics, right? If they give us this, we definitely want to be long, most likely at the single print point. And when I say long, I mean calls. I also mean, calls. I have a feeling we're going to be looking for also to get in here, just based on what I'm seeing, but we'll figure that out in a minute. We'll look at the ES chart, high volume nodes. Good to see you, David. Have a good rest of your evening. I have to say, too, I was a little bit of a wild man today. Because, like, where is it? Now I got to find this. Now I have to do this with, like, out trying to show the person's name, which it's not going to let me do. I'll screenshot it. So, because again, if it wasn't directed at me, like, I don't want to put them on blast for something that's incorrect. So the person said, like, I'm afraid to speak because I don't want to get timed out again. And my reply was, and I shouldn't have even said me. It should have been speak on us dropping Easter eggs when I posted my chart with my levels, and not just the levels, the bottom of the day, and also called it out live for free. I don't even know why I'm still talking about this, but obviously it annoyed me. I think more than anything, the reason I'm talking about it is it's just disrespectful to Keenan, right? Um, and the reason I'm still talking about it is because when I typed that out, like, obviously I'm being confrontational. Um, and I knew Keenan's wife was reading the chat very intently, and I still posted that. Like, yeah. I think what they were trying to say is like, um, so like in video games, there's something called an Easter egg, or even where it would originate from is like when we do an Easter egg hunt, right? We hide eggs all over the yard or whatever, and then the kids have to run around and find them. And then that transitioned to something that you find in video games where developers would hide things that didn't affect the game per se, but like things that were cool or whatever. Like you would randomly see like a character from a different game in another game if you happen to find the Easter egg. And it was always something that was hidden that you weren't supposed to find, but of course you could find it. And then of course once it is found, it would be all over the internet. But this, they started putting Easter eggs in video games way before the internet even existed, right? So it was harder to find out about them back in the day. Now today, if there's an Easter egg in the video game, like, everybody knows about it because of the internet. And so what I think they're suggesting by Easter eggs is that we're not being upfront, like, hey, I'm taking calls here. Hey, I'm taking puts here. We're hiding everything, or hiding it behind a paywall. And the only way that you're going to see it is if you find it or if you're paying money to see it. And so the comment in itself is not offensive, but the message, if you understand the message, is offensive, right? Suggesting that, like, our time isn't valuable, or like Keenan's Discord isn't worth whatever he's charging, things like that. And it's like, that's totally fine. If you don't think it's valuable, then just deuce out, leave. Like, nobody is twisting your arm to be there. Um, so yeah, it's just like, it's just, to me, it's just a really like trashy way to just be like very disrespectful to Keenan, all of the Crown traders, and then anybody that like drops stuff in the chat in general that tries to help people out, you know? And for me, like, it's just wild. Like, technically right now, I shouldn't be live. I should be at the gym with my son. We're missing his Muay Thai striking class because we just had too much going on today. And we came home from the gym this morning. He has his intermediate jiu-jitsu class in the morning at 11 o'clock. We rushed home, shoveled dinner down or lunch down our face. And then we made about 6 pounds of beef jerky and marinade, and got those going, and then cleaned all the equipment. And then my son thought like that we were just going to quickly get ready and then head back to the gym. And I was like, no, like, I got to go make my video. And he was like, oh, and I'm like, sorry, like, we're going to miss striking today. And he's like, oh, it doesn't matter. You know, it's cool, whatever. So like, to suggest that like I mean, again, it's not even directed just at me. It's everybody. It's Keenan, the crown traders, the mods, like the people that help out, the people that answer questions. It's the whole community, and it's also just your average everyday person that's not a mod or a crown trader. And I'm not trying to say they're less than. I'm just saying some of those people are just there listening or whatever. But there's a lot that contribute and that help out and answer questions and whatever else. And to suggest that all of our time is not worth it is just despicable, right? And again, if you don't feel like there's value, just take off. But like, take off gracefully. Like, you don't need to be an asshole, right? The person's still in the Discord. For whatever reason, they're not happy. And if that's the case, then just leave. You know, like, why would you stay there? That's like dumb as hell. Like, stay somewhere where you're not happy. Just take off. Nobody's twisting your arm. Anyway, back into it. I got to get off this topic. I don't want to make this whole video about this. Let's zoom out. So, to my longtime followers, just absolutely no surprise, right? This is really just kind of what we've been talking about since we started breaking back into this, back above the bulls need to hold level. Especially once here we came through and then retested and broke back in. You guys know what this means, right? This is, we were outside for a while. I feel like we kind of talked about this today on the live. We were talking about the 80% rule. This is not an 80% rule in the sense that this is not a value area, but this is a level that I've identified as important. And we spent more than 45 minutes outside. We came back inside, we retested, and now we're busy doing this, right? And we're going to come up here somewhere. We kind of talk about this every day. Obviously, very bullish candle. A little bit of doubt towards the end of the day. Bears tried to step in, but I don't know. Bears have just not been, even if you just look at like day to day, the last month or whatever, like the Bears have done nothing, right? Like they haven't moved price down, like below like whatever the close of the previous day. So like we close here and Bears brought it to here, and then we close here and then Bears brought it to here, right? I guess on this candle we closed below this, but then bulls are in. Bears basically closed at the open or the close of the previous day. This candle, yeah, they brought it down a bit. Again, barely bearish candle, but we are above the close of the previous day. Bearish candle, we're above the open of the previous day. Like they're just not doing anything. We had a couple days here where they were able to get a healthy pullback, right? And then we popped again. And actually, if we're looking, based on what I was teaching on my last class, I guarantee you there's a high volume node right here that we should have been paying attention to when we got to here. But that's done and over with and too late now. Volume today is it's all right. It's not great. It's not terrible. But it's good enough, right? Let me check those bummy. Oh, what is this? Oh my gosh. I messed up my charting. Oh, I drew this and I labeled it wrong. Thank you for pointing this out. I don't really want to say this, but it's just the reality. The reason I don't want to say it is a bunch of people are going to be like, rest, like take care of yourself, whatever. The reality of that is I'm exhausted. And that's why I'm making stupid mistakes. Definitely the last 2 days, I've been burning the candle at both ends. but it is what it is. Um, I hope this lands for some people. Me burning the candle at both ends, if I can help a few people here, it's worth it, right? That's all it is. Like, if I can help a few people get better, it's worth it. I'll throw this out there. There is a very, 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 very small chance, but there is a chance that I might do a giveaway on a free mentorship, like a 6-month mentorship. It's going to be wild if I do it. There's going to have to be something. Like, I don't know how I would go about doing that. I know right off the bat, 100% you have to have a Windows-based computer. Otherwise, you don't qualify. I can't teach somebody trading on a phone. Just can't. I mean, I can teach you, but not the way that I want to teach you. And it wouldn't be the mentorship that I would want to do. So, anyway, very, very small chance, but we might do it. It's really just going to depend on feedback from other people. I mentioned it today, and like, this was crazy. Let me pull this up. Oh. You guys do see my channel, right, on Keenan's Discord? Because I think somebody didn't. Um, oh, I think my... Crazy. I think my channel wasn't visible for some reason. That's wild. I can't even find it, what I'm looking for. That's crazy. I really hate the search function on Discord sometimes. Anyway, I literally mentioned that's crazy. My channel disappears sometimes. So today I like posted in Keenan's calls and chat, calls and puts chat. And I said like I might do a giveaway for a free mentorship. And like one person reacted to the message, and I was like, oh, okay, never mind. Apparently nobody cares, so why would I do it? Thank you for letting me know, Corey. All right. But there is a chance we'll do it, but again, it's going to just depend on feedback, I think. Let's get into it. Let's look and see what's happening. Okay, so right now, of course, futures are pushing up again. This was the zone I was interested in being short, and we came to here, sold off a tiny bit, and then just they used this zone as, I think I said support, but this was where I was expecting to be short, my resistance level. It became a support level, and we flew from there. And then right now, after hours, boom, started bouncing off of it, and now we're using it as support. Crazy. Let's look at our news for tomorrow. We have Powell testifying 7 a.m. That is not fun. New home sales. He didn't really do much of anything today, right? He was testifying today. Yeah. So half an hour after the market opens, we have some news, and that's about it. Well, stocks for rel. If I do it, you're more than welcome to sign up, my bro. That's I talked about this, like when I do a mentorships, like I need to get along with the person. I already know I get along with you, so I'd be more than fine with that. Sebastian, that's it. You get the mentorship. We're done. All right. No, I'm joking. Okay. Let me load up my Quantower trading software so that we can identify our levels we're really interested in. I was also thinking about something else, and then I kind of like took the idea off the table in my own mind, just because I don't feel like it would be fair for people, right? Like I talked about my wife wanting to start a beef jerky business, and right now, as I speak, I have two different jerkies going, like marinating. One is just brown sugar, maple syrup, Worcestershire sauce, and then seasonings, garlic, whatever, onion, salt, pepper, blah, blah, blah. That one's bomb. Like if you like sweet, jerky, it's just fire. The other one I have marinating is nuts. It's basically I made it. The whole bag went so quick. It's bourbon, brown sugar, maple syrup, honey, cayenne pepper, and it's nuts. Like my family destroyed it. Let's use this chart. Hopefully one day everybody just listens to me and switches to futures. I really did not want to do that, but okay, thank you. And then hopefully you guys start using everything I taught. Jeez. This is wild right here. 61.33 to 61.37. I'm just going to do this. 33 to 37. Oh. I already have this level identified, basically. I think I prefer my original level better. Let's look. $43 to $41. I think that's the issue. Like I'm missing all of this. 43 to 37. 43. Shit, 45. This is crazy. Yeah, 43. All right, I'm not going to mess with this. this here. Yep. All right. So, or actually, I shouldn't put large. This is a buy side. Ugh. High volume cluster. If we come to there, be long. There's a chance that this is the entry you want, but I'd rather be on the safe side and miss the trade than be in early and get stopped out. So I would shoot for this zone as a place to be long. Okay. These I also prefer to look at in the morning, but we're going to do that live tomorrow morning. I'm also interested in this. Okay. All right, let's look at this a little bit more. Yeah, I can't ignore this too. 117 all the way. I mean, really, like, it's kind of big. That's what she said. 17 to 25. Except she didn't say kind of. I'm pretty sure there was a gasp. Oh my God. You guys have to remember my wife's Chinese. So. I'm diabolical. I'm going to hell. I don't feel like I can justify having such a large zone on my chart, and I'm not going to try to justify having this. I got to figure out how to dial this in a little bit tighter. Okay, I don't need 17. 18 I need.
I put Kalia there. You just pay attention to her. At sometime when you do class, I'll come back.
Hang on one second, everybody.
I put Kalia in the bed. I give you a camera and watch her. At sometime when you do class, I come back.
No, I'm going to take him right now. I'm almost done.
Okay, but his class is 6.
I'm almost done.
Okay, doesn't matter.
I'm going to be done in like 3 minutes.
Okay, doesn't matter. Let you know if you don't have time. I just bring him. Okay?
I got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Love you.
Okay.
So I have to have 18 and I have to have 25. I can't. There's no getting away from it. I don't like to have such a big zone on my chart. And when I do this, basically, I'm going to say, if you get in a trade here, this is harder for people that trade options, but let's just say like you would normally grab a contract that's $100, instead buy one that's 50. Okay. Because your stop loss needs to be like down here somewhere, right? Which is kind of wild. But if you don't want to miss this trade, you need to get it in at the beginning, or if you don't mind missing the trade, you can always just go full position right here in the middle. But yeah, I don't like to put such large zones on my chart, but I mean, I'm sure you guys can see the numbers. I can't not recognize 11,500 basically orders. And I also can't ignore the 11,500 at the top, or even the 14,000 or 15,000 basically right below that, right? So all of this really needs to be captured as an area where if we come back to there, we're probably going to pop, right? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn off my, or actually, let me just quickly look at something. Zoom out. There's nothing that I'm interested in on imbalances right now. The only one that I have is so far away from price action, and it's right in the middle of this trend, right? So I don't trade these. The next one I have is like way down here. This one's good, but I don't think we're going to be making it down here anytime soon. So I'll worry about that when price starts gravitating towards this, but right now I'm not worried about it. So with that said, let me close this really quick. I want to make sure everything's good before I close it. Okay. Now we need to identify where this is on SPY. This is 715 candle. Where the VWAP is intercepting that candle, 715, up to basically the wick. I'm pretty sure it's this here. I could be wrong though. Let's see, 715. No, that's 705. There's 715. Oh, I was still right. Well, I have the right candle. I just highlighted further back. Okay, that's the zone. I didn't see that on ES. Oh yeah, there it is. But it looks like it needs to be a little bit bigger. What am I missing? Oh, it's going to the top of this candle. Yeah, really, if you're trying to trade this, I would be targeting this right here, right? But again, if you don't want to miss the trade, they might not give you that. Just a heads up. Okay. And actually, we had this area highlighted yesterday. Just smaller. Or I should say this morning when we were live on Zoom. All right, hopefully nobody has any questions because as you already heard, I need to run. I'm even running late for my son's next MMA class. So, let me just post this and then I'll say goodbye really quickly. Just make sure there's no questions. All right. Let's see. I mean, James, you can come drink a beer anyway. We can definitely talk about trading too. Oh, so that's what I was going to say about, I didn't finish talking about the beef jerky, I think. So I got to make this really quick, but I was telling people like, basically like talking about beef jerky and my wife wanting to sell it. And then people were, like, so I've been making a lot just to nail down specific flavors. And then people were like, oh, like, send me samples, whatever. I would totally be open to sending samples. The only thing is I'm not going to come out of pocket on postage, right? And so then I was thinking like, oh, maybe we could do like a raffle, right? Where I put together like whatever, like 10 sample packs of like different flavors that I'm working on or whatever. I mean, they're pretty dialed in to where most people would just be like, "Oh, this is amazing," but I'm an ex-chef and I'm very particular, so I'm trying to like really get those recipes dialed in like to perfection for me. And but then I was thinking like that kind of sucks for some people, right? Like if if you pay money into a raffle like hoping you're going to win obviously and you don't, like that would be crappy, right? So I would almost rather just like um charge people just for postage or whatever. I don't mind taking a loss on the the ingredients and packaging or whatever else, but I'm definitely not going to go and spend money at the post office and stand in line and take an L on that. So, are you guys getting notified when I hit at everyone? Because I'm getting barely any reactions. It's just weird. Hmm. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. We'll figure something out. I'm down to send out samples of jerky if people really want it. But I don't think a raffle would be a fair way to do it. That would kind of suck. Um, so with that said, I am done. Hopefully everybody had a good day. Hopefully everybody has a good rest of their evening. I apologize for my little rant, but I really needed to get it off my shoulders. It's just weird to me, like how often people will come at, even specifically me, sideways. Um, but to come at like Keenan's whole Discord sideways and Crown Traders and all that, like, dude, you're just out of pocket. Um, and really, like, hopefully the people, people that are feeling that way or people that are responsible for talking that way see this and go, shit, he's right. Like, none of those people are asking for anything in return and they're doing it out of the generosity of their heart. And like, if you don't like the information, that's cool, but I'm not asking you or forcing you to be here, right? If it doesn't connect with you, cool. Like, go watch somebody else, right? I genuinely, and when I say this, I'm not even like, there's no sarcasm at all. I genuinely hope you find the information that you're looking for. If it's not on my channel, I hope you find it on somebody else's. I hope it clicks with you. I hope it resonates with you. I hope you learn. I hope you become an amazing trader. But just go in peace, right? Like, don't come at people sideways and be crazy. Like, there's just no reason for it. I have literally no malintent. I'm here out of the kindness of my heart. I'm taking time away from my life, my family. Um, Obviously, like, as far as karma is concerned, I'm going to be getting that back, you know, hand over fist. But I'm not asking anybody for anything here, right? Um, there is no paywalls. There is no Discord, whatever. I mean, I do have my mentorship group, but I feel like that's a little bit different where I'm doing a little bit more hand holding and spending a little bit more time with people. The last couple of weeks have been a miss just due to everything I have going on in life, but we're going to get back into it really soon. With all of that said, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, I hope everybody finds the information they're looking for. I hope everybody makes it in this game. And with that said, we will see you tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. I'll be live trading in the morning. I'll probably be on right around 6:10ish. I'll drop the link in my Catching Rockets channel on Discord. Um, and we will see you guys there. As always, much love, much respect. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow.